Alright, so once you've already decided the job that you want to apply for, you might be thinking to yourself, well, how do I go about making the application? Here's how. At the top right-hand side of your screen, you're going to see a series of options, one of them being Jobs. When you click on that, you scroll down to where it says Resume, and you click on Resume. Now here's where you can go ahead and you can fill in your resume to apply for a specific job. Okay? For your professional summary, what you'll want to do is put 1 to 2 sentences summarizing why you are an excellent candidate, a good worker, and what skills you bring to this particular job. For your achievements, you can list out any personal achievements you are proud of, especially ones which pertain to the job. These achievements can be personal, such as, I have a YouTube channel with 500 followers. Or they can be academic, something along the lines of, I've gotten straight A's in math this entire year. Or they could even be professional. Maybe your personal achievement is having gotten an award for volunteering your time at a local park, and you got an award for doing such a good job. Work experience, here you'll list out any jobs you might have had in the past. If you have not had any jobs in the past, you can go ahead and leave this section blank. But you're going to want to list out the job and say what you did at the job. Under volunteer experience, you'll do the exact same thing as the job, work experience. You'll list out any volunteer positions you might have had, what you did at those volunteer positions, and specifically the difference between a work position and a volunteer position is that for a work position, you get paid. For a volunteer position, you don't. So for work experience, only list past jobs where you got paid. For volunteer experience, only list past jobs, in quotation marks, where you didn't get paid. Under education, you would put your highest level of education that you've gotten so far. So, middle school, essentially. Under additional skills, you can go ahead and write any individual skills which you have, which you feel would be a benefit to the position you're applying for. Maybe, once again, you running a YouTube channel could be a skill which could be useful for the position you're applying for. Maybe having experience making videos is a skill which could be useful. Maybe you have a strong attention to detail. That's a skill and is useful for almost every job. Additional skills is where you can highlight specific skills that you have which are not included in your work experience or your volunteer experience. And finally is your cover letter. In your cover letter, you can go ahead and you can write a letter, whether it's a paragraph all the way up to a letter, what have you, but you're writing to the person who you're applying for a job from, and you're trying to convince them why they should give the job to you. Every job that you're applying for has competition, so in your cover letter, that's where you can really communicate on a one-on-one level with the person who's hiring for that position, and you can try and convince them why you're a better candidate than anyone else. When you are done constructing your resume, please go ahead and click the Save button. Please go ahead and click the Save button. And then, when you go back to the job board, once again Jobs on the top and Job Board, you will have an option to shrink the window down to a smaller size so that it resembles what you would see on a phone. And then when you do that, underneath every single individual job, you'll see an Apply button. Once again, you would have to grab the window and shrink it down to a smaller size. And that's how you'll see the application buttons.